Hi, everyone. It's Jerry DuPaul with the Achieving the American Dream podcast here, filmed in Crystal Lake. And I'm here with a local Woodstock realtor. Her name's Trinity Smith, and she is a fantastic social media star that I've seen. And I've had other realtors notice and point out to me the stuff that you do on social media to get your awareness out there. But we're just here to chat with you guys here today about different ways of being able to get into homeownership, and just I wanted to go over also how your past and your history of getting into real estate, being so young. We just found out by ChatGPT that you're Gen Z.
Gen Z, I did not know that.
Right. And I am a millennial. No, maybe I think
we
81.
Have to bring out ChatGPT.
We'll have to ChatGPT that too, but. We were just talking about the average age of people buying homes nowadays, which is just astounding because it's 40 years old, which I think is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because the number one way to build wealth in our nation is through real estate. Mm-hmm. And by people waiting to buy a house, they're just losing out on all the equity they could have gained, right? Because we're seeing home prices not stop. They're not going down.
I had a client that bought a house 3 years ago, and it's already up $150,000 in value. On top of their renovations and painting the house and the things that they've done that really made it skyrocket.
Did they put into it,
but not as much as the value of it. That's for sure. I mean, maybe $20,000 just to update it. But we did a comparative market analysis on their property, and from when they bought it to now, their equity's crazy, and it's only been 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, and the very neat thing that people don't realize that they can do is that equity, they could pull it out and use it to maybe buy another house, either buy another investment property, or maybe they want to upgrade themselves, put a renter into the house that they renovated, and go buy something else with the equity as a down payment. And then that's how people start to build wealth in a real estate portfolio. I mean, there's people out there that own, a lot of homes, and those people never have to work again because of all the rental income that's coming in,
Exactly, for sure. I've seen clients also buy duplexes, live in the duplex, rent out the other side of the duplex, and that one side is paying for the mortgage.
Right.
And so when they go turn around and go sell it, they were living there. Rent free, but they own it. Right. And then they have somebody else, living on the other side. And
don't we have some historic homes or some homes properties like that in Woodstock? Locally?
In Woodstock, yes, there is a lot, because those historical homes, I mean, they'll rent out the main level and then the top level too, but there's back doors with stairs access, so you're not, crossing paths with your roommate.
Exactly. And the other thing that people probably don't know is I can count the rental income from those other units to help you qualify for the property. So maybe based on your income, you're only qualified for a $250,000 house. But if you're buying a 2-unit or 3-unit, and now we have other rental income streams that are coming in, now maybe you can qualify for a $350,000 home.
Right.
And then you'll be able to gain the not only the equity and have these other renters paying your mortgage.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? And you're gaining the equity. I mean, it's the best of all worlds, really, if you think about it.
Yeah, that's a steal.
It is a steal. I mean, there's a lot of people living at home still, or a lot of people still renting, waiting to buy a house because why? What are you hearing?
I get caught in the loop of when they go out of high school or they go out of college, they want to live on their own, or they want to continue, they were living in dorm rooms, and now they're like, okay, I don't want to live with mom and dad anymore. So they go and they're like, okay, renting's the easiest option. I don't have to, have this down payment, and they don't know about the down payment assistance programs or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So then they get in this habit of renting, and then all this money that they're making is going into a rental.
Right.
So it's that money isn't going anywhere because it's not building the equity that you need. So then eventually, years down the line, they start getting married, they start getting kids, and now they're like, okay, now we really can't afford the house. We just popped out 2 kids, and that's what I'm paying for.
Yep.
So I think I've seen that for sure on what's, people think that it's really hard to buy a house, but I think nowadays with so many people out there and so many programs that we can get it done.
We absolutely can get it done. I mean, I'll give you guys some perfect examples. When you rent a house, you need first month's rent, security deposit. They pull your credit and they almost underwrite you almost as like you're getting a mortgage because, landlords are pretty picky nowadays.
Yeah, they want to make sure you're getting the right person in there. So.
Right. Can't have pets, can't do anything you want to the house, not getting your own equity. So the solutions that we have here for you at Rate, at least, as far as loan program wise, there's multiple, but I'm going to give you a couple examples of some really high level ones that really work well for people, especially people that maybe don't have that down payment saved up.
Right.
Minimum down payment for like an FHA loan or a conventional loan is either 3.5% down or 3% down. But we actually have down payment assistance programs that give the people 5%. So it gives them the whole down payment plus some more to pay some of the closing costs, because when you buy a house, you have appraisal fees, title fees, attorney fees, those things add up. But our down payment assistance program can cover the down payment and most of those other fees. And if you can get a seller, when you're making an offer on a house, to pay for some of the closing costs, like maybe like $3,000 or $4,000, we can literally set these up so the people don't need any money to close, literally.
Right.
Now, when you buy a house, you need to put a deposit down, like an earnest money deposit that gets subtracted off what you need on the day of closing. You have to have an appraisal done. Most likely you'd have a home inspection done to make sure you know what you're getting into as far as the house. Home inspection and appraisals, people get that confused. They're two separate things. A home inspector is going to go through and...
Yeah, they're going to look at, like, the bones, I call it sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, they'll look at the utilities and, make sure you're not going to buy something that floods when it rains really heavy or things like that. And then, so the...
Yeah, and they go through and they make sure there's no mold. They make sure there's no health issues.
You can have a mold
right?
inspector come through too.
So, and if you find things, or radon, they test for radon.
Right, or like FHA loans, first time home buyer loans. Like you have to, when you're purchasing properties, you have to look out for like peeling paint. Like there's certain type of
lead-based
like a
paint.
checklist that you kind of have to go through to make sure like you're buying something that's... So
that's what your home inspector would do. They range, their cost range is based on the size of the house, but approximately $500, for that. Say a deposit on a house that's, I don't know, $250,000 might be $2,000. So you're talking $2,500 there.
Right.
And then you got to pay for an appraisal. So that's another $500. So it's about $3,000 is what you would need up front in order to make an offer on a house,
right?
And to get into a contract and whatnot, and go through the process of the appraisal and the home inspection and stuff. But the nice thing is, like I was talking about, this one of these programs that we have, we can cover all that. So even though you're putting the money up front and you're paying it up front, we can literally set it up so when you get to the closing table, you get a check back for that $3,000.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Right?
Go buy your furniture.
So if you're renting a place that was $1,500 a month, they're going to want first month rent security deposit. That's $3,000.
Right.
You're never getting that back. I mean, other than after you leave, and you might get your security deposit back, maybe. Right? So this is a way better option in investment, especially if the payment's going to be comfortable for you and pretty much the same as what you'd be paying in rent anyways.
Right.
But the difference is every time you make a payment, you're putting equity. It's like you're saving into another savings account. The equity is going into the walls of your house, and you're appreciating in equity because of how short we are in inventory. How have you seen it out there with inventory, especially at certain price points?
Price points? There was a time where we could... I don't know, I feel like it was a few months back, right before spring market, you could put anything up on the market and it would just go for like ridiculous prices.
Before you'd even got like an open house or anything.
Anything. And I'm like, there needs so much renovations. And then now, like, I have some investor clients that are like looking like, this property's not more valued of this. Like I'll give them a comparative market analysis on the property that want to put an offer in. And it is like way above like what it was. Like, and then the renovations and stuff, but they're still going so quickly. And I mean, there are really good things out there even still. I think I do see like the prices dropping a little bit, depending on locations and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Those buyers are eager. They'll go and do it because now they won't do it.
I don't know if we'll necessarily see prices drop. They're just stabilizing, I think.
Right.
So I don't think they're going up as fast as they were. That's
no,
because I don't think we're going to see a depreciation of the price.
Or I'll see something that's like priced really well and it is gone like in 2 seconds. Like we still have those because there are some sellers that are like, I need to get out for this reason, or I'm having another kid, or I'm moving out of state. Then those properties are obviously they're listed where they should be and they're going nice.
Right. Yeah, and luckily here at Rate, we're blessed with a program that's really helped a lot of my buyers, because there are some, when there is that they're desirable property, there could be multiple offers, right?
Yeah, for sure. Multiple offer situation is a
Yeah.
lot.
And when you make an offer, on a house, you're going to have some contingencies on your contract that a seller is going to be looking at. For example, you're going to have a mortgage contingency for your mortgage approval, appraisal contingency, those type of things. Luckily, we do have a program here. If one of our buyers, wants to buy a house and really wants this one, and say there's multiple offers and stuff, there's a way for us to be able to make a cash offer for them at Rate. We'll buy the house for them cash first, and then to help them win the bid, obviously, because if a seller's looking at an offer with no contingencies,
Right.
they're gonna most likely go with that, especially with our proof of funds letter that says we have $30 million backing up the offer.
Right.
So it's really helped out a lot of my buyers, because then basically they just buy the house right back from us at the same price with the same mortgage they would have got, but it was a way for them to win a bid that they probably would have never have won, because maybe they had contingencies and the other offer didn't.
Yeah.
You know?
That comes in really helpful too, when those home sale contingencies, because I know sometimes it brings down those buyers down, because they're like, we're going to be doing this a million times in a row now. Like, are we
Right.
just going to get in the same cycle and multiple offer situation?
Yeah.
So they keep losing these battles, but then when they get something like that, they're coming in as a cash offer.
Yeah,
So.
it's absolutely amazing. Yeah, home sale contingencies kind of tough in this market, depending on the price point, if you have a house to sell, but this solves for that. This solves for that completely. So we're still able to go out there and upgrade your house if it's upsizing or downsizing. We're here to help. We're local. We're always available, nights and weekends,
always.
right?
Yep.
I tell people that they're like, what are your hours? They're like, when do you work? I'm like on call. I'm like a doctor.
Yeah.
I'm like a surgeon.
You leave your 9 to 5 to be on call 24/7.
Right.
That's what it is.
And the minute I leave up for vacation, that's when my phone rings the most.
Yes, yeah. Sometimes I need to go on vacation more just so I can sit in the ocean and answer my phone at the same time.
Or if I start to get slow, I'm like, I better plan a vacation, so then
it
my
gets
phone
busy.
starts to
That's
ring.
what happens.
Right, exactly. So, so I just wanted to also touch base, because I know there's some aspiring young people that are probably looking at you and be like, maybe I want to be a realtor,
Yeah.
right? So can you just speak a little bit of how you started in the industry? Because we've known each other for quite some time, because you were in an administrative staffing position, or a position at a real estate office prior to getting your license.
Yes, so I got that position at a front desk working at a real estate office because I had this interest of, helping people. My number one job when I was a kid was always, I want to become a nurse. I want to do this. Like all my families are like first responders. They're either nurses, flight nurses, firemen, things like that. And so I had that like in my heart and my blood to help others.
That's awesome.
And then when I started to go through high school and stuff, COVID was going on like in my very early years of high school. And I was like, I don't know if I could do school, like a hard on school every day again.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, what else are my options? But I do want to be helping people. So it's a different way of helping people, but that's where I found out that real estate is, I think that's something for me. So I graduated early and I started a course online. It was a couple $100, honestly, truly. And I got to do it on my own pace. I did it for a few months straight. I studied for that big test, and there's where it all began. But before I was doing all that, I was in between jobs because the job that I was at had closed down. So I was like, okay, I need to go find another job. Well, what's a job that would help me with my future career? So that's where I ended up at the real estate office doing, the front desk work and admin stuff.
Right.
And so I think that really helped me because not only did I learn so much from all of the agents that came in,
That's
we had
invaluable.
experience from less than a year to 40 plus years in the business.
Right.
So
Exactly.
I think all like talking with those agents, getting, those connections with them has, what really helped me. And I think seeing how busy some of them are was really what intrigued me. So then I had taken my time and went and passed that test finally. And that's kind of where it all began.
Yeah.
But I think my biggest takeaway from picking a career of helping people in a different way is, I like when my clients, we always make jokes, it's like, oh, we're also therapists too, because like our clients come to us and they'll tell us our whole life story, why they ended up where they are, and how we're going to get them out of that hole, or how they came into all this money and now they're going to buy something, or whatever the situation is. And I like to listen from my heart, because I want to understand them. I don't want to be like, oh, I'm just here to buy the house and I'm going to leave. Like, I want to stay connected with my clients. Like, I like when my clients come back to me. I like when they even call me and say, hey, do you know a painter in the area? Because they know that I have those connections, because we're always working with our other referral partners. So I think that's super cool.
It's super important. Yeah, we are not transactional people here. We are definitely all about building the relationship, and also the education, as far as making sure that your journey goes the way you are planning it. Right,
for sure.
So everyone's journey is different when it's buying a house, and I do call it a journey, because it's not like it's not like going in and buying a car, unfortunately. It's very different.
Very, very,
very different. So, and you want to have the right experienced people on your side, and people that really care about you, and don't see it as a transaction, and more see it as a relationship. So
for sure.
That's great. It reminds me, like when I was 19, I was in college, but I would come home for the summers, and my uncle owned a mortgage company, so I was working as a loan officer assistant for three really high producing loan officers. But that's how I was just thrown into the mix, and just kind of learning over people's shoulder, overhearing things, or like just as an assistant, or you being at the front desk with all those realtors. That was invaluable. I mean, I learned so much stuff, and I still learn something new every single day. Yeah. Just setting up this podcast, I learned something new.
Yeah, right.
You learn.
If you could see behind the scenes, you know what we're talking about.
Right. I mean, every day you learn something new in real estate. That's why it's so fun. And I would encourage people, to anyone that wants to try to get into the industry, reach out to us. We'll be happy to guide you the way on how to start, because it is rewarding. It is ups and downs, we'll have to say.
Yes, well, we can go through that too. But I think it's funny, because I have friends that are still in college and things, and they come back to me and they're always like, I have a part interest in it. Like, where do I get started? How can I do it? And I tell every single one of them, I'm like, just do it. Yeah. Because I mean, life's so short, and I think that it's always something good to have. Like, in the back of my head, it's like, I will never, ever get rid of my real estate license. Right. Like, you have to renew it every 4 years or a few years, and redo some of the tests and things down the line. But I think it's something, even if it was just a part-time thing for somebody, that, I mean, it's a no-brainer to me. Yeah. So I think that was my thing, too, is I was always like, well, I'll go back. Eventually, I'll go to college. Like, I wanted to get my 2-year associates, and I'm trying to find the time for that. But it's just something I never let go of, because I like it too much.
Yeah, I mean, and you're good. I mean, you're good at it. You're good at what you do, because you've learned from those seasoned agents. So you kind of took the best from each one of them, right? Because they all have their own little.
Everybody has
thing,
their own little kick, or what they're good at. So.
Right. And I have, like I said, I've had some agents reach out to me and show me your social media. Like, look at this. And I'm like, I know Trinity.
Yeah,
she's great. Yeah, she's awesome at that.
I'm getting better at it. I think that's so important for our younger generation, is because we were born with those phones in our hand, basically. Like, we have that knowledge, and we have, like, that behind our head that, like, we could just do it all. So I was one time at a conference, and there was this lady that came in from Florida, and she was saying years ago when she started, she moved down to Florida, and she didn't know a thing about who lived there or anything, but she wanted to become real estate, which is hard, because you have to know those connections. I mean, I was born and raised in Crystal Lake my entire life. Like, I know a bunch of people here. She had just moved down there, and she said she started posting on what they called social media, and everybody was, like, not making fun of her, but was, like, kind of making, like, comments, like, oh, social media. And now if you look at her page, she's got so many people on there, and she's, like, goes all over the place and talks about social media. Yeah. Because she had gotten started with it. I mean, it's a free way. I mean, it can be free, or you can, pay for the things, but a free way to get yourself out there. So that's, like, my biggest steps for, like, this year is progressing on like showing people what I'm actually doing behind the scenes, and then instead of just posting just sold, just listed, this and that, it's like, oh, here's actually tour of the place, here's I post silly videos sometimes too. Like I know there was a Buffalo Wild Wings on the go coming to Woodstock, and my friends were making fun of me for it, but I was like, this is hilarious, and people are, that's what they're gonna watch, because sometimes the real estate stuff, I'm in the business, but it's like, okay, sometimes I don't even want to watch it.
Could be boring.
Yeah, so it's like you want to like, or even like home tours and things like that. Like be funny, like just be yourself. Don't just be like all so monotone about it. You know?
Right, exactly. Well, I really appreciate you coming in and sharing, this with everyone, and hopefully we get to have you again soon. In the near future, as your business progresses and things, new stories come about. I'd love to have you back.
Yeah, sweet. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem at all. Well, thank you, everyone.
Bye.
We're going to sign off for today, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.